Hey guys, it's Michael again. Gosh, it has been a long time since we've done a soundtrack dive, huh? I guess now is as good a time as any since we finally hit 5,000 subscribers! I told you guys, I just freaking knew we were gonna hit 5,000 subscribers. And it's all thanks to you guys. All of you. You finally made it happen. Guys, you don't understand how much this means to me. It means too much to me, even. I can't believe how many of you are actually enjoying the content that I make on this channel. It's something that I honestly never thought would attract this many people. Thank you all so much for your love, your support, and I hope that we can continue to grow this channel's popularity to unimaginable heights. By the way, make sure that you stay till the end of the video because I will be making a very important announcement that most of you will want to hear. But all that aside, everybody, buckle your safety belts. Come on, fucking get on this, get on this. Come on. Buckle your proverbial safety belts, cause we are talking about Mario Kart Wii. Usually this would be the point in the video where I waltz down here and grab my copy of Mario Kart Wii, but unfortunately I'm in the minority here because despite having grown up playing several Wii games, I did not manage to buy the one Wii game that everyone and their mother bought. Which means, for the most part, this will be my very first introduction to the game and its music. Hooray! Oh yeah, and while I don't own my own copy of the game, a personal friend of mine was able to actually lend me his copy. So if you're watching this video, thank you so much. You are a lifesaver. I won't have to struggle looking for footage now. Mario Kart Wii was a giant success when it released back in 2008. As I mentioned, nearly everyone who owned a Wii ended up buying this game. It was the 6th game in the franchise, technically the 8th if you want to count the arcade games, which judging by the game that came after this one, it doesn't look like Nintendo does. It was the most top-selling Mario Kart game for a while, until Mario Kart 8 Deluxe ended up stealing that spotlight, and good gracious, with this new DLC, I doubt that'll change anytime soon. One of the most memorable things about Mario Kart Wii was this beautiful thing. Yeah, if you didn't want Mario Kart Wii so you can play Mario Kart on your Wii, you wanted it for the Wii wheel. Why is this actually still really cool to me? I love this thing. I can remember loving this so much, in fact, that I actually bought it. Yeah, this isn't my friend's Wii wheel. This is the one that I own. I actually bought this before I bought the actual game. The idea behind this beautiful little hunk of plastic is just you shove that little sucker in there, and if you want, you can play with motion controls so it looks like you're driving a wheel. And you can also do it with the buttons if you want, which makes it pointless, but I remember they really heavily promoted this thing back at the time. They even actually put these things in the beginning cutscene with Mario, Luigi, and Peach. Now, because I'm not a chump, I actually don't use motion controls, at least not in Mario Kart 8. I'm pretty sure though, back then, just for the novelty and because I was a dumb little kid, I probably would have used motion controls like crazy. In fact, I'll go as far as to say that if I grew up with this game, I would most likely be using motion controls for Mario Kart 8 today. No, you wouldn't have. Yeah, you're probably right. Mario Kart was actually composed by two incredibly talented individuals, and they've actually worked on several other Mario Kart games and actually some Legend of Zelda games. I would say their names here, but I don't want to mispronounce them, so I'm not going to give myself the chance to. Now, I have never actually heard most of these songs that we're covering. I mean, maybe a few remastered versions in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but not the original ones. So this is a really cool opportunity for me to do so. Speaking of remastered tracks, I'm going to make the potentially controversial decision to not talk about any of the remastered tracks here, meaning the ones that they pulled from the other games. Reason being is because some of them I have already talked about, the one in Double Dash specifically, or I plan to cover some of the other ones in other videos, should I ever talk about the games like the ones from 64 or DS. Now, if there's a song that I decided not to cover that you guys really wanted me to talk about in this one, let me know, because maybe I can consider doing a soundtrack tip episode on it. Now, if I miss a song here, which is likely to happen, just know that I really apologize. I tried to get all of the songs in there. Pretty sure that I've got all of them, maybe with the exception of like a fanfare or something. I don't know. If I miss one, let me know. I probably just accidentally forgot it. As always, guys, remember, if you disagree with how I rated a certain song in here, that's okay, because this is just my opinion. And if you guys think a certain song deserves a different rating than what I gave it, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And try to keep in mind while watching this video that I am not a music critic. I'm just some schmuck on YouTube sharing his opinions on video game music. Oh, and by the way, I took it upon myself to eliminate the whole categories thing that I used to do in the other videos. Some of you guys may like that, some of you guys may not, but it's just a decision I'm deciding to make because it makes more sense. So all of these are going to be covered in mostly chronological order, or whatever way I feel it'll flow best. And if you guys disagree with this choice, please, I accept all criticisms. Please let me know if you guys think I should bring this back or if I should keep it away. The rating system in place for this list will be from 1 to 5 Wii Wheels. Yes, this lovely thing. Why did I choose Wii Wheels knowing that I was gonna have to say that the entire freaking video? It sounds a little weird saying it like Wii Wheels, Wii Wheels. Yeah, I don't know. We got a lot of tracks to discuss, so with no further delay, let's dive, or more appropriately, drive, into the Mario Kart Wii OST.
Mario Kart Wii!
Woohoo! Woo, yes indeed, Mario and friends, we are playing Mario Kart Wii. Now piss off! As most know, pretty much every Wii game opens up with its own Wii Channel song. Sometimes they can have pretty cool and interesting details, and other times they just are what they are. This is one of the first ones that I've heard though, where the music just loops continuously. I'm aware that other Wii games have done similar things. This is just the first instance for me personally. I almost feel kinda honored. No, I don't. I'm giving this one a 3.4 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Let's really move on this time. Oh boy, an opening cutscene! I love these! Of course, I've only ever seen the one for Double Dash before this, but still! I honestly think they did an adequate job with this one. I mean, the sections where they're driving in completely white voids is a lot less riveting than I think the developers were hoping for. But hey, look! Mario and Luigi have Wii Wheels! Now this is marketing I can get behind! I gotta say though, and I'm sure I'm not the first person to have noticed this, but Luigi is getting mad abused in this opening. Right from the beginning you can see, look, Luigi has a big old smile on his face, he's enjoying himself, then you see Mario and it's like, I will gouge your motherfucking eyes out, you little bastard, Mario's a #1. This isn't sibling rivalry. I could see the hate in his eyes. Oh look, Peach is here. She's a pretty nice and peaceful person. Maybe she can help patch things up. Oh, no, I guess not. By the way, the music here is a blast. It conveys so much of the fast-paced and exciting fun that's to come. This is back when the limitations of the console wouldn't allow for the instruments in the game to sound real, so it's noticeably synthesized, which isn't really an issue, I'm just calling as I see. I do really like how they incorporated the gameplay elements into this one though. In Double Dash, it felt like just a regular race being played by like the crew who made the game filmed at various different angles, which don't get me wrong, is also pretty cool. But I love how most of these gameplay clips are organized. Look at these guys all wheeling down this track. Look at these guys all drifting at the same time, one after another. Look at Luigi actually getting first place? Huh, well, that was strangely nice considering how they've been beating on him earlier. This was before the year of Luigi. At least now we know why he has this face all the time in Mario Kart 8. He learned it from Mario. 3.9 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Okay, now this is a critical part to get right about Mario Kart games. You have to open up with a banger-ass title screen. I mean, it's a must.
As you've probably been able to guess, the only real comparison I'm gonna be able to pull from is Double Dash, since it's the only one that I officially grew up with. Comparing this one to that, honestly, they are sorta neck and neck. This theme is really cool. It's got the right energy, it's got a remarkably catchy melody, and it really could use some better title screen imagery. Is this really the best opening image for players? It's nothing but white. What, did they run out of ink in the drawing room or something? It's even like this on the cover of the game. Could you have at least put like a road on there or something? It's kind of the second most crucial element of the game besides carts, which you also didn't include.
Ooh, here's a fun little detail. There's actually a leitmotif, which means a reoccurring theme, in this song that actually also appears in Double Dash.
As a matter of fact, this theme can be heard in nearly every Mario Kart game that's been released.
Such a cool little detail I never realized before, and it makes me love these games even more. I'm giving this song a 4 out of 5 Wii Wheels.
Moving along, we have the main menu theme, a pretty dope little track. I think when the main piano segments start kicking in is when this song really starts becoming a bop for me.
And it comes back later and starts hitting even harder, and then the drums start to get more prominent too.
It's an alright and easily enjoyable tune. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Okay, the options theme kinda going off a little bit, I won't lie. I like how they chose to orchestrate this one. It has a construction undertone to it. Very clever move on their part, seeing as how you go to the settings to construct the game to your specific preferences.
Also, in a way, this song makes for some really good on-hold music. Maybe it's because of how the audio sounds a bit compressed and phone-like, or maybe it's because there's literally a part of the song that goes... Hello? Oh, hey, what's up, man? Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, no problem. Check you later, man. That was actually future me. He was saying that this song actually gets a 3.8 out of 5 Wii Wheels. He also said that I shouldn't do this bit. Damn it!
Now might be as good a time as any to mention that all the footage you see here is of my very first time playing this game. So if you see some major fails happening, now you know why. This game is kinda hard. I digress. This song's pretty much just as the title says. It's a simple little fanfare for when you start the race and are getting a glimpse of the track that you'll be racing on. It's alright, it does what it needs to do and it sounds good enough while doing it, so I'm gonna give it a 3.2 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Yo, isn't it the same fanfare from Double Dash? That's crazy, dude. I'm not sure why they did this. From what I was able to research, almost every Mario Kart release's starting race fanfare has been different in their own ways. This one though, they just recycled it from Double Dash for some reason. Let me know if there's a reason for this that you guys know of in the comments, cause otherwise my guess is they just got lazy. And also, I never really found this fanfare from Double Dash to be all that great. 3 out of 5 Wii Wheels.
Boy, now we're getting into the real meat and potatoes of this soundtrack. And to start us off, a really well-composed circuit theme. I mean, just like the one from Double Dash, this circuit theme is phenomenal, and it's already one of my favorite Mario Kart tracks.
This one just has such a nice rhythm to it. I very quickly started wanting to jam out to this one the first time I played Luigi's Circuit. There's so many tiny little badass sound effects scattered throughout this one. They go along with the beat very well. Alright, I'm doing this next jam session in the car because, come on, it's Mario Kart. It's literally the only logical thing to do. Start from the top, boys! I'm sorry, but for those who don't believe this song deserves a 4.8 out of 5 Wii Wheels, you are out of your minds. This song is a bop! Moo Moo Meadows. I'm already pretty familiar with this one since it was remastered in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's a racetrack I think is pretty enjoyable, and I find myself playing it fairly regularly. And my experience with the Wii version wasn't that much different. It's still a fun course.
Now the music for this one isn't all that bad. I've just never really considered it to be one of the best ones from these games. Also, why is it kind of sounding like an Irish jig though?
It's got a good beat to it, and plenty of the instrumentation here should not be taken for granted. It sounds awesome.
It's just not a song that I find myself coming back to very often. It's not the worst, definitely not. There are a few that I would put below this one. I just think that it earns a 3.9 out of 5 Wii Wheels. So, not bad, right?
Yeah, this one has me at about the same as Moo Moo Meadows did. I think this one is a pretty nice song, it's just not doing enough to drag me back to it. I also don't listen to this one very often. It has a pretty cool course though. It feels so exhilarating to maneuver through this track and jump from shroom to shroom, like an obsessed junkie.
I will say though, the one part of this song that I thoroughly enjoy is the bridge. With all those smack, smack, smacks and clap, clap, claps, and that deep instrument that I can't quite identify, it makes for some lovely company to the rest of this song. Simply for that, I give it just a smidge more than Moo Moo Meadows. 4 out of 5 Wii Wheels.
Okay, I can't lie, this one got my attention. I mean, the concept of the course and the music slaps. I love how they decided to make it known that these mystery item blocks are manufactured in factories by toads. Like, that's just something I never even thought about, but apparently it's a thing.
The song for this course is almost like too good, to the point where it's like, I'm sorry, where did this come from? If you had shown me this course before, I would have said like, yeah, it looks like they would do a fast-paced remix of the underground thing from Super Mario, but it's a great subversion of my expectations, for sure.
And god damn, man, if it isn't a great time to be a drum fanatic right now. some pure magic right there, my guys. I'm giving Toad's Factory a 4.6 out of 5 Wii Wheels.
Holy mother of God! It's a, oh my, just give me a second. Oh my, whoa, wow. This song freaking rules.
Seriously, Coconut Mall was like the ultimate sweet for me in this game. It is unbelievably infectious and the most bewitching track I have laid my ears on in this list. There's so much exhilaration, so much life, so much vivacity. It's an honest to God knockout.
We get a little bit of everything. Drums, piano, sax, that little egg shaker thing that you use for percussion, and even a little accordion makes its way in here.
It's really so incredibly awe-inspiring. It complements this course wonderfully, and yeah, I don't know why they haven't thought to open a real Coconut Mall yet.
You know people would pay for that shit. Just put it in Nintendo World or Land or whatever it's called. Sales will go through the roof. I feel like it's pretty obvious in this case, but this definitely deserves a 5 out of 5 Wii Wheels. What a pleasant surprise. I thought for sure since this was a Donkey Kong track, there would be some sort of inclusion of bongos or conga drums, but from what I'm able to tell, I don't hear any of that.
A part of me really enjoys the whole jungly vibe that Donkey Kong's songs normally exhibit, but another part is legit finding this song to be a bop and a half. And the course itself is pretty stunning as well. I mean, it looks very similar to Mount Wario, which, if I'm not mistaken, came after this one, so if anything, Wario is really the one stealing in this situation. How appropriate.
DK Summit is very futuristic sounding, if I had to describe it in any way. Disembodied from the game, this would almost have me convinced that it was a Rainbow Road theme. My personal favorite part is right near the beginning where it goes... I'm sorry, that is addicting.
Some part of me feels like I'm mostly alone on this one, but despite that, I feel like this one earns a 4.6 out of 5 Wii Wheels. A lot of really good ones so far. Now we got Wario's Gold Mine. I'm familiar with this one as well from Mario Kart 8. It's the vibe that you'd expect it to be. You got the banjo popping off, and the percussion, specifically when you're caught in the actual mine area of this course, sounds as though it's being played by heavy machinery. Or the Seven Dwarfs could be down here doing a new take of their mining song.
Gotta be frank with you, the first time that I heard this song, I wasn't really feeling it. But after some time, it actually started to grow on me. It's not bad.
It's a pretty great track. It might give a lot of anxiety to people more prone to it, but other than that, I think it earns a 4.1 out of 5 Wii Wheels.
Wowee! I don't know why, but I really wasn't expecting much from this one.
Daisy Circuit. This one is just filled with such bright and blooming energy. Who could have expected that from a stage like this? But seriously though, this theme is so enjoyable. The way it lends itself to the course, it's so incredibly well integrated. This course is already a sight to see, but this music is the whipped cream, the chocolate fudge, the sprinkles, and the cherry on top.
For a character who is about as prevalent in the Mario franchise as Waluigi, they sure went above and beyond for her racetrack theme. I'm giving this little lovely tune a 4.4 out of 5 Wii Wheels.
This song is like a damn roller coaster of musical bewilderment. Koopa Cape has a somewhat repetitious melody, which does in due time break into a bridge. And at first, it can be a bit of an overwhelming song. But if you give it time when listening to it through the soundtrack, or if you drive through just the right area of this course, you have something that was originally kind of staggering turn into something kind of pleasing. It's a pretty cool concept that very few of the tracks for this game take advantage of. Wario's Gold Mine did it pretty okay, but I think that this one did something spectacular with it. Koopa Cape earns a 4.2 out of 5 Wii Wheels.
Oh my god damn! The good ones just keep coming and coming! I am legit impressed with this OST so far. We're just getting banger after banger. Now please excuse my musical instrument ineptitude, but I believe that the melody here is played by some sort of wind instruments. I want to say possibly a harmonica, and some other parts are played with a flute. I think the fact that it uses these instruments, specifically the harmonica, helps it stand apart from all the other songs. It gives it a more defining characteristic and sound.
One thing I think is so awesome about this song is how well they were able to make it sound like a song you'd be soaring to. And you do fly a few times in this course. And let me just take a moment to acknowledge how amazing this course is. Sweet, juicy Jesus, this stage is gorgeous. It's one of the few stages with this cannon thing that fires you, and they utilize it in such a fantastic way. I swear, I got chills when I flew through this tree for the first time. It is just such an amazing feat.
This is one of my favorites from Mario Kart Wii, undoubtedly. Also undoubtedly, this one earns a 4.7 out of 5 Wii Wheels.
Damn it! We were on such a nice roll too.
Grumble Volcano is one song that I never listen to outside of when I'm playing the actual game. It's just not what I would consider, let's say, an agreeable track.
It's kind of boring, there's nothing seriously memorable about it, and it does very little to catch my attention.
But it does make sense considering where it takes place in the game.
I can't lie, I love this stage. I think it's actually pretty cool. It's supposed to be a volcano slowly breaking apart after every lap. That's actually very interesting and unique, and it makes sense that they have the music embrace this very treacherous and grave setting. In Daisy Circuit, its music matches the radiance and sweetness of Daisy, and in Maple Treeway, the music parallels the course's airborne segments and its autumn appearance. So really, can I fault them for wanting to make this song circumstantially accurate?
But I do acknowledge that it works perfectly for the stage that it plays in, and for that, it at least deserves a 3.4 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Holy sh! Color me unprepared, because this is definitely not what I was expecting from a desert theme.
I think it's because of how similar this course looks to the one from Double Dash that I was expecting it to sound more like this. But I couldn't be happier with what they chose to do for this course instead. It sounds like it might be a sitar or some other instrument close to a sitar. And the beat also, the drums are not playing the fuck around. It all sounds incredibly badass.
Wait, what's going on with the music? The hell? Hey! What are you doing with the banjo? It's supposed to be a sitar. I mean, it's kind of like a sitar. Well, you're kind of like an idiot. Get the hell out! Somebody clear the blurry background, please. Oh, I see. So the music changes when you go inside the cave area of this course. Oh, that's very neat. I don't like it. Let's go back to the original thing. Get the hell out of here!
It's a really cool, really badass track, and I enjoy it a lot. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 Wii Wheels. We rolling down the streets of Vegas, baby! You already know what's up. Show me where the slot's at. I want to smell some straight ciggies, bro. Okay, anyways, Moonview Highway is a really cool stage. It's kind of like both Mushroom Bridge and Mushroom City from Double Dash at night.
But not only do I like this stage more than I like those other two stages, I also really love the music in this one more than in those.
It's like an epic casino montage song. Don't believe me? Take a look at this.
Convinced you, didn't I? Hopefully I can also convince you that this song deserves a 4.3 out of 5 Wii Wheels.
Oh boy, here we go. The Bowser Course music. These are always sort of a hit or miss for me. Sometimes they can be extremely dull and boring, and other times they do something extremely creative and cool with it. Honestly, I would say this one's the latter.
If you weren't able to tell, this is actually a remix of the original Bowser's Castle theme from all the way back to the NES Super Mario Bros. Game. Now that's actually a really cool and creative detail. Not as much creative as it is cool. I mean, Nintendo always does a remix of their older songs, but regardless, this is actually a nice rendition.
There's gonna yet again be more of a preference thing happening for this one. I don't really listen to this song too frequently, so naturally I'm not gonna give it a huge score, but I wanna give it a fair score because I think what they did is pretty dope. So 3.9 out of 5 Wii Wheels.
Oh, of course there's a Rainbow Road. How could we ever make a Mario Kart game without a Rainbow Road? And on top of that, let's make it the most infuriating track to get through. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. As you can probably tell, I had a little trouble with this level. Just a little bit. You'll probably be able to tell as much when you see the footage that I recorded, which should be sliding in right about up there. It is.
Rainbow Road, the problem child, the exasperating highway to the infinite vastness of hellish space. Whatever, you get the point. It's an annoying ass stage. This course absolutely destroyed me when I played it the first time. I got freaking second to last. It cost me a damn trophy. Suffice to say, I got a little beef with this track.
But to be fair, this song's fire.
This song really hits, bro. It's futuristic-y. It uses this indescribable sound that just matches seamlessly with the Rainbow Space theme. It's just so great. And something that really trips me out about this song is how much the bridge sounds like something Toby Fox might have composed for Undertale. It's uncanny! It makes me love this track that much more.
I just want to make up for the beginning where I was yelling and screaming and all that, you know. Rainbow Road, Make no mistake of it, you are extremely irritating to get through, and you cause me a great amount of emotional stress numerous times. But your music is indeed very lovely. Please accept this 4.2 out of 5 Wii Wheels as reconciliation for the two of us. Bitch.
Now that we got through pretty much every course theme, let's rummage through some of the numerous short situational tracks that Mario Kart Wii offers. First up, we got the Finish Line Fanfare. This one only plays if you get first place. Not a bad one. The trumpets and drums are played in a satisfactory way, even a little glimmer noise is tossed towards the end. I think it's nice. 3.5 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Again, the Finish Line Fanfare, except this one will play if you get anything from second to, I think, 5th place? It's noticeably similar to the previous track. The differences I noticed was an ever so slight decrease in tempo, a swap to a lower tone, and a distinct lack of glimmer towards the end.
Only first place victors are privileged enough to get that sexy little twinkle.
I'm also hitting this one with a 3.5 out of 5 Wii Wheels. It is what it is. And here's the third one that is drastically different from the last two. Not without reason, of course. This will play if you sucked absolute ball sacks. Anything from 6 to 12. One observation that I made about this game, which will come into play later, is that these tunes for when you lose are like especially extra. They really want you to feel bad about losing. In any case, I'm again dropping a 3.5 out of 5 Wii Wheels. I know there isn't much fluctuation here, it's just, you know, they are what they are. Cool little fanfares. I got no real preferences here.
That's what we call a winner's song right there!
This is essentially the same principle as the last couple of Finish Line tracks we just talked about. This will play if you get any place above 5th. And wow, this song is rewarding in and of itself. I love the random whistle that only appears up once or twice in the middle of this frickin' jam of a song. 4.2 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Good gracious.
Okay, this one isn't too bad either. It's got a little reggae kick to it. I'm feeling myself a little bit with this one.
Got anything lower than 5th place? This is what you're gonna have to suffer through as a cause. It's nothing too degrading. There's a few later tracks that'll really hit you where it hurts. This theme has such a strong bass that almost slightly overpowers the head instruments. I don't know if that's on purpose to like sell that glum feeling, but nevertheless, let's give this one a 3.7 out of 5 Wii Wheels. The Unlock Fanfare. I heard this one several times before playing this game. They've recycled it a bunch in later titles, the latest one I recall being Mario Kart Tour. What can I say? It's a satisfying thing to hear because you know you're getting some sort of reward. 3.4 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Not an area of the game that serves much of a purpose for me since I've never been able to connect my Wii to the Wi-Fi, which I'm honestly not entirely sure is necessary to make this work. I mean, I would assume it does, right? Anyways, despite not finding the intended value in this, which is gloating about your score to other Mario Kart Wii players, I did actually take some enjoyment from what a decent song they managed to place here.
Not bad at all. The rhythm is popping, the bass is heavy as hell in the best way possible, and it's got a fairly catchy tune to it. 3.6 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Okay, so this is interesting. They reused the startup fanfare from Double Dash for when you're doing a regular race. But the startup for the time trial and battle modes are a completely new and unique fanfare to this game. Strange choice.
I don't know that that's really an issue, but it's just strange. I feel like they could have made this the fanfare for the races, no problem. It even sounds unique to this game, same as how Double Dash's starting race fanfare was unique to Double Dash.
I don't call the shots, Nintendo. You do you. I mean, it's a pretty nice fanfare. I'll give it a 3.7 out of 5 Wii Wheels.
this is another alright one. It's similar to the other ones, but different enough, I suppose. Not much to comment on. I do want to say, though, that it's pretty admirable for the team to make a different sounding celebratory tune for the different situations in which you'd be achieving something. A lesser company would have just, grabbed the same tracks from the races and used them here. That's why Nintendo are the OGs. 3.4 out of 5 Wii Wheels for this one. Okay, I won't lie to you guys, this one sounds odd to me. It's not something I can really explain, it sounds weird. I think it's because of how in your face it is. I can almost see some ear rape potential out of this track. But maybe it's just trying to depict the franticness of battle mode and being pitted against numerous other players and CPUs. If that's the intent, then I guess I get it?
I don't know. It's a strange take, I'm sure, but I'm giving this one a 2.8 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Finally, we get to talk about some more course themes. These next couple of ones are gonna be from the battle mode, and this first one is called Block Plaza. I don't know if there's any relation, by the way, but it shares a lot of the same visual features as Block City from Double Dash, which I thought was kind of neat. I do like this stage better than Block City, however. For one thing, the stage is just much larger, which makes sense because before it was a max of 4 players, here it's like a max of 10 players, I think. And it also starts falling apart, leaving big gaping holes in the middle, which makes for a really good challenge.
And the music? Wow, is it fast paced? Just listening to it has me out of breath. Can you imagine dancing to this? I'm loving the retro feel of it. And actually, as I'm writing this, I'm finding out that this stage is actually based around the Block Fort battle stage from Mario Kart 64. And so is the Block City one from Double Dash. The more you know, I guess. Let's give this track a 3.9 out of 5 Wii Wheels.
Delfino! Somebody made this level for me. Somebody knew how much I love Sunshine. Oh, you guys are so awesome. Oh, this is such a beautiful moment. I need to take a picture to commemorate this.
If it wasn't already clear, I am a huge fan of Mario Sunshine. It's one of my favorite 3D Mario games. It's one of my favorite childhood games. So you can imagine how much my nostalgia meter erupts when I see it referenced in other games.
Whew. This is too much for me, man. I need to take a breath. This is too exciting. All right. Having said that, the song's kind of ass though.
I'm exaggerating a bit for effect here, but I genuinely think that this song doesn't truly capture the same vibe as the original game's music, to a point where it doesn't feel like it's Delfino that we're in. I would almost buy this as a sort of Me Island track, just hearing it by itself. The stage looks fine and it's fun to play in, but I was just really expecting more from this one. I'm sadly gonna have to give it a 3.9 out of 5 Wii Wheels.
It's alright, buddy, it's alright. Wipe those tears. I wanted it to be good, man. I know. It sucks. It's Delfino! Yes, I know. Let it all out.
Ooh, yeah! I knew a song centered around this guy had to be promising, but this is above even what I was expecting.
We don't see the genre of funk make its way into Nintendo games very often, but thanks to this random special guest character from the Donkey Kong series, we get to see it make quite an impact here. Start that boy up from the beginning again. This one is cool as I can't deny that. Part of me thinks maybe it's a little bit underwhelming for a race kart game, but the other part does not give a Give that one a 4.1 out of 5 Wii Wheels, please.
Why is this one giving Waluigi pinball vibes? I never played that course or heard the song for it, but for some reason, this is what I'd imagine the music for it sounds like. Or, and here's an even stranger sentiment, it sounds like the music that would be playing for that old Monsters Inc. Bowling for Screams computer game from the early 2000s. You remember that, right? Ah, of course you do, what am I saying? Anywho, you get the idea. It imitates the Vegas casino style accurately. It brings out trumpets and other brass instruments, and the beat goes really hard.
Again with the goddamn casino? I hate this game. Poor guy. At any rate, I think Chain Chomp Wheel earns a 3.8 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Yeah, it better be. Oh my god! What's with the desert themes in this one? They did not come to play this time around.
Again, not really what I expected from a desert theme. I am genuinely stupefied by this. I really think most of the other Mario desert themes would be so much greater if they sounded similar to this. I think the reason that the desert themes are more exciting in this one is because they're designed for a faster paced, high adrenaline racing game, so they need to be a bit less dry, as me covering Double Dash would put it.
The Dry Desert theme is just as dry as the hot sandy plains of the course itself. And concerning that course in Double Dash, I enjoy it because I grew up with it, so I'm giving it a pass. With regard to Thwomp Desert, I actually really enjoy what they did with it. I admired that they were trying something new with the desert themes, and I think it deserves a 3.7 out of 5 Wii Wheels.
Decent, stimulating, short, and sweet. All is as it should be with this fanfare. 3.5 out of 5 Wii Wheels. How humiliating. How appropriate. How about another 3.5 out of 5 Wii Wheels? A little different from the others, you can even hear a whistle blaring away as if this was some sort of soccer team match going on. Very nicely done. Again, don't have too big an opinion on these fanfares, so I'm sticking to a 3.5 out of 5 Wii Wheels. So the boss battles is something I wasn't able to find while playing this game, and naturally I assumed it was an unlockable mode, only to find out while writing this section of the video that it is a non-local mode that I believe can only be played online.
Which means...
I think some people have found ways to mod the game and allow them to play all these competitions, is what some people I think are referring to them as.
I don't know. Help me out here, guys. I'm still confused as to what this is. I believe there aren't many new songs introduced in this mod. It mostly reuses some from the previous courses. There's only one new one that I know of, and we're going to talk about that next. But first, 3.5 out of 5 videos.
So here's one of the boss stages from the competition mode. The cool thing about this one is that it draws direct inspiration from Mario Galaxy. That's already great news. Mario Galaxy is an example of one of Nintendo's masterclass OSTs. So let's see how this one measures up to that.
Okay. It's no Galaxy. It sounds more like it's taking off of the Target's theme from Melee, but let me not judge too early. What was that?
Okay, I'll admit it, this one won me over, but only a little. It still doesn't sound quite right, being that it's supposed to be like Mario Galaxy, which is a little upsetting, but it's a decent track altogether, and that's all that matters. Galaxy Coliseum gets a 3.8 out of 5 Wii Wheels. This is simply a fanfare for when you beat the boss in one of these boss modes. It's fine, 3.8 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Oh, sweet mama, this is a freaking good-ass winning track. It's incredibly satisfying to hear after a victory. This was so well orchestrated. I can listen to this for any video game victory that I should happen to obtain.
Ha! Take that, bitch! Woo! Not today, Sans! Ha! Suck it, Rob!
I have a feeling I might have taken that one a little too far. 4.2 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Here's the shameful, make you feel like music that I was mentioning before. I told you we'd get to it. It's barely staying on beat and it's got an almost sloppy swing style to it. And it can make any loser feel like an absolute noob. Which makes it the perfect song to talk about while I'm currently homeless. No, there's just something in my eye. I give this one a 3.9 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Hello, can I get in contact with the next available realtor, please? Like I said, Wi-Fi stuff is off the table for me since my Wii won't connect to Wi-Fi. But that doesn't mean I can't listen to the songs. And this song is really, really nice! It starts smooth with a background tune going up and down consistently, almost like you're waiting for the game to connect you to other players. It's pretty genius. Then they bring out the drums and things start getting a lot more interesting.
Yes, ma'am, as you can see, here are my qualifications. Oh yeah, it's a great track to listen to when you're browsing through this section of the game. I'm gonna give it a 3.9 out of 5 Wii Wheels. You like it, huh? I can tell you like it. So can I start looking at houses today, or?
Okay, I kinda dig this little beat as well. It's another song from the online section of the game, and judging by the name, it seems to play in the waiting room when you're about to race. And you watch other players finish a race while this music is playing, essentially.
It's got a really banging ass beat to it, and since it's still Wi-Fi related, it carries over that techno vibe from before, which is pretty cool. And I think something that's really funny about this one is that—
Hey! How come you're not homeless all of a sudden?
Well, technically, I have to live in this like black void all the time, so you're talking to the wrong guy here. Just
Hey, wait!
Yeah, there we go. Okay, before I was rudely interrupted, I was saying that it's funny how much this one actually sounds like some kind of 80s workout routine music. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Keep up now. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now everybody stretch your legs. Stretch your legs. Yeah, stretch your legs. Stretch your legs. Now everybody butterfly. Yeah, butterfly. Keep up now, butterfly. Yeah, butterfly. And now go up and down, up, then down, and yeah, now up and down, and stretch out your neck. Bah,
Pretty cool track to jam out to. I'm giving it a 3.7 out of 5 Wii Wheels. So online, when a race starts, the game takes a few seconds to make sure all players are, like, synced up, I guess. I really love how similar the beat in this sounds to the control screen from Luigi's Mansion. There's a little less Totaka in this one, but nonetheless, it's an alright track. I'm giving it a 3.4 out of 5 Wii Wheels. The Mega Mushroom theme! Oh, I remember this from New Super Mario Bros. Such a throwback. Only, I have yet to see the practical use of this item in this game. It pretty much acts the same way as the star does, but you're huge. Cool? Whatever. I'll give it a 3.3 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Hey! Hey, Star Theme, we were just talking about you. This is a classic Mario theme. It's had all types of remixes and changes done to it in most of the games that you find it in. Some much cooler than others, and some, like this one, kinda just average. I mean, it's a nice classic theme, don't get me wrong, but I've just heard much nicer versions of it. 3.6 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Yeah, the good old trophy commendation ceremony. I never understood why they stopped doing these. They're so much more rewarding in my opinion. Here we have an instrumentation by a whole bunch of different kinds of instruments. Namely trumpets, drums, tuba, all the types of instruments people might have at like a pep rally or something. It's everything you'd want in a trophy celebration song. Personally, I prefer the one from Double Dash a bit more than this, but I think this one is pretty cool too. I think it earns a 3.8 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Oh, this is my new house. Bought it myself with money. Don't you think it's pretty cool?
What are you doing in my house? Get out of here!
Ladies and gentlemen, behold the most brutal song in Mario Kart Wii.
Why do all these bad ones gotta show up while I'm homeless though? It's kinda f***ed up. Change please?
The melody stars some kind of wooden flute instrument backed up by some vibraphone. Sorry if any of this is incorrect, by the way. I'm just making my best guesses. And after every verse, they include a neat little twinkle. Not sure why they skip a twinkle there. I'm sure it's just because they felt your toddler ass didn't deserve it. I only got subjected to this after I lost Rainbow Road, if you remember, and it really upset me. So it's doing a great job! 3.7 out of 5 Wii Wheels. Wow, this one is a freaking jam! Listen to that suave beat and melody. It's almost like it knows how cool it sounds or something. This is played in the separate Mario Kart channel that allowed you to play things online like the boss stages we talked about before and tournaments with other players. I don't know too much about this, so please forgive me. All I know is that this track is cool as 4 out of 5 Wii Wheels.
Oh, sweet, beautiful chair. I missed you. Oh, lavalier Mike. I missed you. Okay, guys, I snuck back into my house, hopefully without anybody noticing. Okay, it didn't feel right talking about these last two songs under that dirty, old, disgusting park bench. So I'm doing it in here, hopefully without getting noticed.
Ah, what a nice soothing mellow track to finish up the game with. It's such a beautiful orchestration. It's perfect because if you're like me and really struggled trying to win the Special Cup Grand Prix, and were probably like this the entire time while doing so.
Come on, it's the last lap. Oh, I'm gonna beat this. I know I'm gonna beat this. Come on. Oh, good. Move, drift to the left. Drift to the right. Come on, move, move. Yoshi. Oh, Yoshi, you think you're gonna win? Oh, you think you're gonna get first place? Wrong, bitch! Freaking war! That's what I'm talking about! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about!
It means that after your hard work and tenacity, you finally can be like this.
Yeah, I got that fucking cup, boy. It was hard as but it was totally worth it. It's such a cute and satisfying way to wrap up the game, and I really like it. I think it earns a 4.1 out of 5 Wii Wheels. It doesn't really encapsulate the entire journey that we've been through, but thankfully, we have another track that does exactly that.
What have they done? They just bring this one back like that?
I'm pretty sure it isn't all of them, but this credit song takes a few of the different course themes from before and turns them into a freaking amazing ending song. It starts off with the Luigi circuit theme, as you heard, and then it carries on to what sounds like Toad's Factory. It doesn't have any of the melodies from that song, but this part sounds very similar to one of the parts from Toad's Factory. Just listen. Then from there, it jumps to the Maple Treeway melody. And I think, judging by the little shooting stars sound effect that you can vaguely hear in it, that Rainbow Road comes up next. You know, as I'm breaking these down for you guys here, I'm starting to realize how difficult it is to tell what they're referencing.
Like, what is this part supposed to be from?
Am I alone on this? What is that from? I really couldn't figure it out.
If any of you happen to recognize what is supposed to be what in this song, please let me know. Otherwise, I feel like it's not doing a great job of encapsulating the journey of the game as I previously thought.
What is that even from?
I'll give it this though, despite the confusion, it still makes for a phenomenal song in this game. Nintendo really loves going all out for the credits. 4.6 out of 5 Wii Wheels.
That wasn't me just doing that to be funny. That actually appears at the end of the song. This song confuses me, man. Alright guys, you know what time it is, ranking time. So this one was just a little bit difficult to put together just because there was some songs that I would hear the first couple of times that I really didn't like or really enjoyed, and then I would hear them later and it was like, I didn't like this one, or I like this one more now. So there was a lot of the stuff was moving around constantly, but I think the top 10 was pretty consistent. So let's take a look at that now.
First up, on spot number 10, we have the winning results theme for the regular Grand Prix races. This little ditty is gratifying as all hell to hear after obtaining those 1st to 5th place victories. Next up, we've got Rainbow Road at number 9. There's such a grand amount of enchantment and wonderment that comes along with this track. I'm glad I finally got around to listening to it. At number 8, Moonview Highway. From the first time I listened to it to now, I can never seem to keep myself from headbanging or foot tapping to its contagious rhythm. And at number 7, we got the delightfully endearing Daisy Circuit theme. A personal surprise for me, I wouldn't have expected this song to be so enjoyable. Toad's Factory makes its way to number 6. I've heard people talk about this one a lot in the past, so I imagine it had to be pretty great. Thankfully, it did not disappoint. Number 5, Credits 2. Even though I couldn't quite piece together what songs made a comeback here, I still think this was a joy to listen to, and it's a great wrap up for Mario Kart Wii. In the number 1, 2, 3, 4 spot, DK Summit. Another track that easily won me over. It does a wonderful job of working off the course it plays in and plays incredibly well off of this remarkably unique take on Donkey Kong themed racetracks. Maple Treeway's the Three-Way. Yeah, this one's appealing beyond comprehension. I love it every time it comes on. It's unlike anything else in this list. I love it. Number 2, please forgive me, is the Luigi Circuit theme. This one is probably an odd one to put up so high, but I'm sorry, I'm just a really huge fan of the rhythm and melody that this track exhibits. And finally, at the number 1 spot, I'm sure to no surprise to anyone, Coconut Maw. Truthfully, the best song in this game. I can feel all the substantial amount of work and love that went into every verse and every bar of this absolutely magnificent track.
And now, let's rate the OST. Again, this was another one that I had a little difficulty deciding exactly where I wanted to put it. Almost every song in this game was a joy to listen to. My first introduction was mostly a happy one. The course themes hit hard, the fanfares are all great, and the variations that they put in is definitely a nice touch. I think this soundtrack is definitely worth checking out for any of you out there who are fans of Mario Kart. It does not disappoint. The thing with Mario Kart is when you're listening to the soundtracks for them, you're mostly chasing after those course themes and maybe a few menu themes. But then there's all these extra fanfares and stuff that they add in that's not quite as interesting that you most likely end up skipping, at least I do. So I can't really say that it's worth downloading to listen to consistently very often, unless you're, you know, skipping through all the whatever you don't want to listen to, which you can do, I guess. But I would definitely say that it's worth a listen. At last, it has been done. I know you guys have been wanting this for a while, and so I went the extra mile for it, especially since we hit 5,000, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I seriously can't express my gratitude to all 5,000 of you who've subscribed to this channel. It feels like you guys really care, and that means a lot to me. And I mentioned in the beginning of the video that I had a very important announcement, so here it is. I'm putting out another goal for you guys. And yes, again, with another reward. People have been wanting this way more than Mario Kart Wii. Trust me, I still keep getting comments to this day. If we reach 10,000 subscribers, I promise that I will finally release a soundtrack dive on Rhythm Heaven Megamix. I know it's a massive number to reach, but I also know that you guys will be able to pull it off. So you guys know what to do. Share this video with a friend. Go ahead and let other people know that I exist, any like-minded Rhythm Heaven fans. Let's get to this 10,000 goal, baby. I know I'm looking forward to it. If you guys like this video, please leave a like and a comment and subscribe. Whoa, whoa, Mom, wait, stop, Mom. Wait, Mom, stop, I'm sorry. I'm getting out. I'm getting out.